damn tough job being a cop.
Yes.
All right? And most cops try very hard to do the right thing. Some do not. And when cops break the law, like any other public official, they need to be punished for breaking the law. So there is a lot to be done. I think we're making progress. Clearly, we have a long way to go.
Two more questions.
Okay. Gentleman right here. Yeah, sunglasses. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Stand up if you can.
My name's Eric, and I agree with you that you want to get this political revolution going forward. But something that's always vexed me is how do you engage the people who vote against their best interests over and over again?
All right, Eric.
Yeah.
Eric asked a great question. It maybe is the, dare we say 64, I guess that's what we used to call it, $64 billion question. Inflation. Eric said, and this is the question, let's lay it on the table. You got Republicans winning elections in some of the poorest states in America, whose campaign, who literally are about cutting people's Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, education, you name it, and people vote for them. All right, so why do they do that? And how do we change it around? First thought, the Democratic Party nationally, in my view, and I'm going to deal with it in this campaign, has made a horrendous mistake. And my fellow Vermonter Howard Dean made this point years ago.
Yeah.
Why the Democrats do not have a 50-state strategy is beyond my comprehension. So in the last several years, this is before I even announced for president, I have been in Mississippi on more than one occasion. We were in Jackson, Mississippi. We had hundreds of blacks and whites coming out to what was a very emotional and extraordinary meeting in a union hall. And these were people talking just about why it is that white working class people continue to vote against their own best interest. Give you just one fact. In Mississippi alone, Obama got 44% of the vote. That's a good showing. He got 10% of the white vote. Now, no one can tell me, because I do not believe it, that 90% of the whites are racist and refuse to vote for a black candidate. I don't believe it. It was an abdication on the part of the Democratic Party about going into that state, recruiting good people, and creating some excitement. Not different in South Carolina. All right? So what I intend to do in this campaign, while the major states in the early primary process, New Hampshire and Iowa and Nevada, and South Carolina, I'm going to go to Mississippi, and we're going to go to Alabama, we're going to go to Utah. You know, it's a funny thing. You know whose money started the Tea Party? The Koch brothers. Okay. And what we are going to do is tell Tea Party members, white working class people especially, the views of the people who started their movement. And we're going to ask them how many of them believe we should give tax breaks to billionaires and cut Social Security. And you know what? Not many of them do.
Right.
So what you got, and this takes us into a broader, you got parts of this country where people have never heard ideas like we are discussing today. And if you don't hear ideas, if there aren't candidates out there presenting ideas. In South Carolina, they ran, as it happened, 2 Senate seats. In the last election, virtually no opposition. How does that happen? All right, and we're going to try to change that. All right, last question.